So we will be having an actual quiz on this. This formative assessment was to prepare you for the quiz. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these problems to explain. So negative 2 squared, okay, literally means negative 2 times negative 2. And a negative times negative is a positive. So it should be positive 4. Let me grab a calculator. So what you would do is you would actually take the 2, make it negative, and then you can square it, and here's the squared button, okay? When you're squaring, you just have to press that and it tells you 4. If you want to use the exponent button, then you can. So you would do negative 2 exponent 2, okay? And then you would also get 4. So because squared is used so much, it gets its own button. Alright, so it's 4. Now 4 squared here is 4 times 4, okay, which is not 8. Be very careful about that. That's 16, okay? Negative 2 to the third power, so 2 negative. And if you want to take it to the third power, I will just press xy3 and you get negative 8. Because it's negative 8 times negative, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is a negative 8. And number 4, 3 to the third is 3 times 3 times 3. That's 9 times 3. Oops. Or just 3 to the third power, and that is 27. Okay? Now here we're getting to square roots. So remember, square roots always have two answers, positive and negative. So if you take the square root of 144 in the calculator, 144, and then if you see right here the yellow square root symbol, shift x squared, it gives you square root of equals 12. But what it won't give you is the negative version of it, so you need to write both, okay? Cube root of 1,000 means what times itself 3 times will give you 1,000. Well, it's really 10 times 10 times 10. But how do you get that in your calculator? Well, if you want to take the cube root of 1,000, you press 1,000. And cube root is right here. Okay, not the cube button, the cube root button. So to get to that yellow, you have to press shift plus minus. So shift plus minus, it's 10. And it's positive 10 because it didn't start off as a negative. Okay, and a positive times a positive times a positive leaves a positive. Okay, now here we've got the cube root of a negative 27. So 27 negative. Cube root of that, again, you press shift plus minus, should give you a negative 3 only. Okay. And then square root of 49 is 7. 49 square root is 7, but you also should have negative 7. Okay? Alright. Number 9. Mr. Claypole is planting we should say a square garden, so you know what kind of shape it has. The area of his garden is 121 square feet. So if you have a square garden, okay, then you have 121 as the area, which means it's the region inside, okay? He wants to buy some fencing for his garden, which means fencing around his garden, yeah? How much fencing will he need for one side? So one side, well, if it's a square, you got to take the square root of 121 to get 11. So it's going to be 11 feet. You take the square root to get one side of it. Find the side length of a cube with a given volume of 125 feet cubed. If you are comfortable drawing a cube, you can. I basically draw a square and then another square, kind of overlapping it. Then connect corner to corner, corner to corner, corner to corner, corner to corner. It's not the perfect cube, but you get the idea that it's 3 dimensions. But if you have the volume being 125, and you're wanting to find one side length, that means 125 is the space inside the cube. To get the side length of it, you have to cube root it, which will be just 5, and it's a positive, yeah. Here, when you're square rooting, it's technically 11 and negative 11, but we keep the positive version of it because the negative we ignore in this context because it's feet is not negative, okay, so we take the positive one. Number 11, the question says, find the area of a square wide side width. I guess I should say width. I apologize for that. With side lengths of 6 feet. So I would draw myself a picture, guys. And if the side lengths are 6 feet, okay, all the way around if you want to even say that, how do you find the area? You just do length times width. So 6 times 6 is 36. So the answer is 36 feet squared. Okay. A cube has a side length of 4. So here's a cube, and this is how I draw it as well. Okay. I just kind of leave this part kind of out because that's it's inside. But a cube has a side length of 4. So if a side length is 4, then the length, the width, and the height has to be 4. That's characteristic of a cube. To find the volume, you would have to do 4 to the third power, or 4 times 4 times 4. That is 64 feet. No, it doesn't give us one. So I'll just say units, and it's cubed for volume. Number 13, find the volume. Oh no, it says volume is already 8 meters cubed. It looks like it's asking you to find the side length, so we're going to have to cube root it. Well, how do you find the cube root? So 8 shift plus minus, it's 2, and it's 2 meters, one dimension. Number 14, if the area is already 25 feet squared, how do you find one side of it? And this is a square, then you would take the square root. So you press 25, shift x squared. Okay, that's 5 feet. And here, number 15 says find the area. If you know that this is a square, you would have to take 16, square it, and you'll get 256. And it'll be meters squared. And the volume, so if you already have one side, you know that to find the volume, you have to do 16 times 16 times 16, or 16 to the third power. Okay? Oops, no, 16 to the third power. And that's 4,096 meters cubed. So we will be having a quiz next week on this, so please make sure that you study, and you can message me if you have any questions, or you can also refer back to this video. Yes, and you could probably find some videos on YouTube that are also related. Okay, good luck.